And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying. Clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years, he's good.
The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands, and days before an arrest. Here was no music video. The footage shows a McLaren sports car, Mercedes Maybach, and another Mercedes pull into this East Bay Harbor Drive condo parking lot.
Okay, good morning.
As days go by, Pooh Shiesty continues dropping hints towards his release from prison, to releasing today this message. I just want to thank all my loved ones, supporters, and fans for holding me down during these hard times. I wish I could be coming home to y'all today, but this could have been way worse. I will be back sooner than you'll think, but in the meantime, new music dropping next week. Then followed up by Shiesty posting to his Instagram, just ordered 2 Ferraris off a jail call, I'm real rich. Make sure you make her cover my name before you keep the girl. Now sources claim Shiesty actually did purchase 2 Ferraris through his business name through a jail phone call, as academics would then reveal what jail has been like for Shiesty lately.
Salute to Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right. You know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, 2 watches, not even 1.
Revealing that not only is Shiesty having a good, easy time inside of jail, but he's also hinting towards an early release from jail, as according to the crime that he committed, it was an armed robbery set up via Instagram DMs, resulting in a 63-month jail sentence with early release on good behavior, as academics would then reveal when he is soon to be released.
And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying. Clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years, he's good.
However, it would be revealed recently Shiesty has a good chance of being released even earlier than when academics stated. As in the original crime documents, it started with Shiesty as well as one of his friends setting up a meet for high-end sneakers, including extracurricular items. As Pooh Shiesty is seen arriving to the meet, driving a bright green McLaren. Awaiting the seller's arrival, Shiesty and his boy then created a plan to rather steal the items against these 2 men rather than pay for them, as once they would arrive, the seller would be seen walking over to Shiesty's door of his McLaren, with Shiesty still sitting in the driver's seat doing a legit check on the pair of sneakers. This gave his boy enough time to then get into position for what is about to go down, as Shiesty was trying to negotiate a better price for these goods, then causing an argument between him and the main seller. With things getting heated between the two, Shiesty was then seen grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband. As Shiesty is seen pulling out his firearm, the 2 sellers are then seen trying to sprint away as quickly as possible. However, while trying to duck behind their own vehicle, they were not quick enough. Shiesty ended up hitting both of them, hitting one in the backside as well as one in the hip. Then while Shiesty was handling the 2 men, Shiesty's boy was in charge of trying to grab any extra sneakers or narcotics from inside of the seller's vehicle. He grabs the goods and then begins sprinting to his side of the McLaren. With Shiesty's friend now sitting in the passenger seat, ready to go, Shiesty wanted to make sure his job was done before being seen sprinting to his side of the vehicle. Shiesty then opens up his side of the McLaren door. However, he forgot to realize this has butterfly doors, meaning the car doors go upwards. Anything that was inside of the side door pocket would then fall onto the pavement, which is exactly what happened, as Pooh Shiesty's Louis Vuitton bag then fell onto the ground inside of the parking lot. As Shiesty didn't even realize this, this and instead just slammed his door shut and began driving straight out of the parking lot. Inside of the Louis V bag was $40,912 in cash, and it played a massive role in the evidence against Shiesty. However, once leaving the parking lot, Pooh Shiesty then went straight to the closest Miami airport. He rented a private jet and flew straight out of Miami, Florida. However, Shiesty would then be arrested in the following days.
The town of Bay Harbor Island says you're wanted with He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the two left the state in a private jet.
Once he was booked into the county jail, he then bonded out for $30,000 in cash. Then while being released for around 2 months, Pooh Shiesty would then be arrested and then starting the court process for this case.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here, or is it? I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
Have you had a chance to review the arrest warrant?
Yes, Judge, we have.
Fast forward to April 20th, roughly 4 months after his court appearance, DJ Academics would then tweet, Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years. As the Memphis rapper would then be officially sentenced, as 63 months for firearm charges obviously seems very low, and it is for one specific reason. Pooh Shiesty created what's known as a proffer deal with the feds. A proffer is when a criminal proves additional detailed information to the feds relating to the offense for which immunity, or in his case, a lesser sentence, is then granted. Now, Shiesty used this proffer to have charges of 8 to life inside of prison drop down to exchange for 63 months. However, it also resulted in rappers calling out Shiesty for even working with the feds, as many labeled Pooh Shiesty a snitch in this court case. However, what really happened was the judge wanted Pooh Shiesty to outline all of the mistakes he made in this crime and how he's gonna learn from it. So he provided information that we just learned recently. The first mistake Shiesty wrote down was he committed an armed robbery beside a police station. The video footage you see here is recorded from the police station cameras from across the street. Once the sound of firearms in the area were heard, several police cars arrived to the parking lot. With law enforcement knowing exactly the location of this armed robbery, it did not take them long to just look through the recording and find the video camera across the street with all of the footage. Also, with the police arriving to the scene, this then leads into mistake number 2. This is the Louis Vuitton duffel bag that fell onto the ground. The Louis V bag holding the $40,000 in cash was huge evidence against Shiesty. Now, the feds already had an idea of who committed this armed robbery due to the next mistake we're about to share. So they went to Pooh Shiesty's Instagram and they downloaded a few photos. These photos were of Pooh Shiesty stretching many $100 bills across of his body. The feds zoomed in on these photos and they were able to match one of the serial numbers found in the Louis V bag to one of the selfies Pooh Shiesty had on his Instagram. As this then leads into the biggest mistake of them all, where Pooh Shiesty self-snitched on himself within 2 hours. With Pooh Shiesty going onto a private jet and flying out of Miami, Florida, while he was flying in the air on the private jet, Shiesty posted a selfie flexing the all-green McLaren to his Instagram that he just committed an armed robbery in. Yes, you heard me right. 2 hours after committing an armed robbery, this man posted a selfie flexing the all-green McLaren on an Instagram account with over 3 million followers on it. Then it wouldn't even be a year later, while he's been sitting in prison, Shiesty's team would then even just release a music video titled Gone MIA, flexing the all-green McLaren as well. However, rappers just continued calling Pooh Shiesty a snitch. This caused him to receive a bad rep in the game. This is then when we would see Big 30 vouch for him on IG Live.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no more. All right.
As with Pooh Shiesty not able to defend himself, a message that he shared during an interview before being arrested would then go viral on social media.
Really when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy, and folks started saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
It's in my first verse.